good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the ice, brought to you by our good friends at Dokes Fields, Case Financial Group, Toby Hockey, and Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy. Tonight's show, it's a gentleman who's joining us from a team that we've talked to last month that was currently on their way to Toronto to finish in the GTHL playoffs. And now they're heading this weekend to Virden, Manitoba, just to the southwest part of Manitoba, to take on the TELUS Cup West regional foes in the Cougars, the Wild, and the Hounds from Notre Dame. The goaltender, number 30, Keenan Marks, is also very fortunate to be drafted in the first round of the NA3HL to the Mid-Cities Junior Stars. We're going to talk about his draft preparations, his season this past year with the Thunder Bay U18 AAA Kings, and everything else that surrounds why Keenan chose to be a goaltender. So please welcome Keenan Marks to On the Ice.
Hello.
Keenan Marks joining me. Good afternoon. Good evening, I should say. Still in Thunder Bay, but on their way to Virden, Manitoba. You all packed? You all ready to go, Keenan?
Pretty much all packed. Just got to pack up my clothes now. Got all the snacks and food ready for the bus, so we're all good.
Snacks, food on the bus. It's going to be a longer bus ride than normal. You guys haven't ridden on a bus very much this year, which we'll get to later on, but that's about a 14-hour bus ride for you guys, isn't it? About 12, 14 hours?
I think it's something like 14 hours, so it'll be a long haul.
You going to make a stop in between, or do you guys have any plans for that? Or
I think we're just going right there. I think a couple stops at a gas station, but we're going the whole route there.
Well, there better be some good movies, some good snacks, and a lot of hoorahs and laughter, I'm sure, right, Key?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about you as the goaltender. First and foremost, I got to ask, Keenan, how did you choose to become a goaltender?
So when I was in novice, I was defense, and I was like, oh, let's try goalie. It'll be fun. And went in their first game. I can't remember it, but I remember winning. I was like, that was kind of fun. And everyone on my team, they just want to go score goals. And I was kind of like, I'll play in net. So every time it would be like a rotation. I'd go up to them and be like, hey, you going to go in net tonight? They'd be like, I don't want to. I'd be like, oh, I'll take your spot. And then just from there, I was a goalie.
So ever since about the age of 8, 9 years old, that was your home between the pipes.
Yeah.
You weren't just liking the color blue around your net. It was just the fact that you enjoyed stopping pucks, right?
Yeah.
Right on. Left-handed catcher, growing up, obviously, as a goaltender, who did you really watch when you were younger as an up-and-coming goalie? Who did you role model your game against?
I was a big fan of Marc-Andre Fleury.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big Pittsburgh Penguins fan, so Marc-Andre Fleury, I grew up watching him. He was a really good goaltender there, so I was really excited. And then, it was, yeah.
You're not wearing the same number as the Flower, though. Why not?
No. Well, I remember through all of novice, I was all number 1 because that's all the goalie jerseys had was number 1. I was like, I hate this number. I don't want 1 ever again. I want to be able to pick. And I think once I hit Adam, it was you got to pick between 2, 1 and 30. I was like, you know what, I'm going with 30, and it just stuck with me.
Well, then you kind of think 30 minus 1 equals 29. So
yeah,
we can work on that. You can't take the Kings number away. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I don't think. Well, I do know this. Maybe you know this as well. That Marc-Andre Fleury hasn't missed a playoff season in his entire career. You know that?
No.
He's been in the playoffs every single year he has been in the NHL, which is pretty substantial. Jeez. I don't think any other goaltender's done that.
No, I don't think so either.
There you go. So Pittsburgh Penguins growing up, you weren't a Leafs fan?
No.
What was it about Pittsburgh that you really enjoyed? Was it Fleury? Was it Crosby, Malkin? What was the whole dynamic there?
I think growing up it was like Crosby and Malkin, the little duo there, and then when I became a goalie, it was the Crosby, Malkin, and Marc-Andre Fleury show over there. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I think Pittsburgh's my team. My dad really tried to get me into the Red Wings, but I was like, nope.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about. Dad had a pretty good team. The Wings were pretty tight back in the late '90s and whatnot, so that was a good squad as well. Keenan, do you remember how expensive your first set of pads were that you owned by yourself?
Ooh. I couldn't tell you how expensive they were, but I'd always get used equipment because I hated breaking everything in.
Yeah.
So I'd always get the secondhand equipment so that I didn't have to. I could just show up to practice the next day. So I'm pretty sure if I knew the price tag on the pads when I was that young, I would have been like, oh my god.
A little
Like,
more expensive nowadays compared to back in the day. But that's a very good point you bring up because breaking in gear was always the first difficulty because you always had to break in gear either during tryout camps
yeah,
or that development camp. So it was never your best skate forward. It was always like trying to break things in and you always tried to blame the gear or whatnot. And
yeah,
yeah, it just that makes perfect sense. I think that's bang on, Keenan. Let's fast forward a little bit, playing goal, getting used to the pipes, playing in the Kings organization. This is not your first rodeo playing AAA hockey. You've been in the Kings organization for several years. Tell me a little bit what it was like playing prior to this year, prior to the pandemic, because your competition was a little more local, a little more regional per se compared to this year.
yeah. So when we were in Pee Wee, when I made it in Pee Wee, there we played the Bantam Double A group. So we'd always play a division ahead of us, and then we would always go out of town for like those tournaments in the states. And it was really fun on Pee Wee. I remember I was having a good time. Bantam was the same thing. So we'd play the Double A midgets. So we'd always be playing a group ahead of us. So all the old bigger boys there, older, stronger, but it was really fun.
Did you
And
enjoy
then
playing the older teams?
yeah, I enjoyed it as a goalie because I'd be getting a lot of shots, and it was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. And then minor midget year there, we're the same age as them, so it's like we can't play them anymore. So we played in the NAPHL, I think. Yeah, I think it was the NAPHL. And yeah, we had a good season over there. It was really fun. Just traveling to the States pretty much every second weekend. Yeah. And then these past 2 years, last year was COVID, so we only played 4 games against the minor midget Kings. And yeah, it was rough only getting 4 games in. I was hoping for a full season or at least half a season, but can take what we can get. And then this year it was right out of the GTHL, which was throw us right into the competition, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Talk about that bit of the only playing 4 games last year, Keenan. What did you do yourself personally to keep yourself straight on edge, ready for this upcoming year? Because it really you can't really take a year off knowing that you're still
Yeah.
ascending in the AAA program. So what did you do to keep yourself in focus?
So what me and my dad did was we had an outdoor rink in the backyard there, and we just flooded it, and I was pretty much on the ice every day. And if we didn't have a practice or anything, I'd be on the outdoor rink. My sister's a player. She's 2 years younger than me, so she'd be shooting on me. So yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Right on. Did Dad ever pepper you a little bit too with some firing slap shots or
No, he always made up an excuse that he wouldn't get on the ice. So
I'll have to get him on that one. Talking to me this year, again, little bit, not little bit, completely different. You guys get the announcement that you're joining the GTHL, which you had previously,
yeah,
but this is your season where you get to enjoy this. No more bus trips. You're flying in and out of Toronto or the
yeah.
GTA. How many? You made 6 or 7 trips this year to the GTA?
I think it was 8. I think it was
8.
8
Okay,
trips in total. Yeah.
including the playoffs. What was the first? Do you recall that first airplane and all the organized events and how busy that weekend was and how you were able to get used to that type of schedule?
Yeah, the first weekend there, I was thinking, it was just any other fly-in tournament, fly back out. But when we first got on the plane there, I was like, something's different. And it was a smooth plane ride. We get there and just everything just hit at once. There was all these things planned for us. There's a ceremony when we first got there. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Everyone was there.
Do you enjoy being more like during these weekends in the GTA? Did you enjoy being more busy? Did you feel like you had enough downtime to regroup after each game?
I feel like we did have enough downtime. When we got shut down for COVID for a little bit there, and we had 5 games a weekend there. That was a little bit tough, but we got through it. But I think 4 games in the weekend was it's enough downtime, but it's enough to keep you busy. It's not like you're sitting in a hotel room for hours on end, just sitting there letting the legs seize up. So yeah.
Was that similar to the same schedule you would have had should you have traveled to the southern states to those tournaments, those showcase tournaments as well, playing 4 games in those weekends?
I don't think so. I think the GTHL was a little bit busier because we had everything all set up. So we'd be at the rink a lot earlier. And when we were down in the States there, it was kind of just, we got to get to our games here. And then we don't know when we're playing our next game because it depends on another team. So I think it was a little bit more organized in the GTHL there, and we could prepare for it a lot easier. So
preparation was key. I know Coach Riccardi had you guys on point every single weekend. Did anybody miss a plane?
Did anybody miss a plane?
Yeah.
No one missed a plane, but there were several incidents where someone would go to the washroom and, we're boarding as soon as they go to the washroom, but they don't hear it because they're in the washroom. And it's like, where's this guy? And we send him a text and he's like, oh, I'm just in the washroom. Why? Oh, we've been on the plane for like 15 minutes. Where are you?
We'll leave them nameless, okay?
Yeah.
Last question before we go to break, Keenan. We talk about the competition level, and I've talked to some of your other players previously in this edition of On the Ice, and how different it was, the competition, compared to previous years in the Kings, where you went to those showcase tournaments in the States or playing regional competition in Kenora or Dryden areas. How impressive it was, these teams in the GTA, and how important it was to show that Thunder Bay has a lot of great talent as well at the AAA level. How well do you feel you as a team represented the Thunder Bay area, and how important is it to have Thunder Bay as part of that GTHL program?
I think the competition down in the GTHL was it blew me away at first. I was like, oh my God, this is like real competition. This is crazy. And we showed up to play every game. We wanted to win every game. We never took games off. So it was pretty sweet, What were some of the questions there, sorry?
No, you did it bang on. I mean, talk about the competition. It's not really comparable to the regional coverage. I mean, you talk about games you played in GTA this year, and then the previous weekend, actually, you just faced the Thistles out of Kenora to gain a berth into the TELUS Cup West Regionals. How well did that prepare you playing in the GTHL for that weekend versus Kenora going 3-0 on them?
We were really prepared for that weekend. After the GTHL was finished there, our only focus was on, getting to Verdun. So we had to go through the Kenora Thistles there. So having all those weekends worth of games, it was like, okay, we are winning against Kenora and we're going to be doing it pretty badly. But it was pretty sweet.
There we go. So 3-0 versus Kenora on our way this weekend, actually leaving later this week to Verdun, Manitoba. Keenan, we're going to come right back. We take a quick commercial break. We're going to talk about how you've started to prepare with another goal in mind, and that's your next potential place of playing. We'll be back on the ice with Keenan Marks. Stay with us. Keenan Marks joining me on the ice. Keenan, is this your last year playing midget hockey in Thunder Bay, or do you have one more year after this?
This is my last year.
So this is kind of the last kick at the bucket to ring in some championships with this current squad. What are some of the takebacks, or one of the things you look back on and playing with this group of fine gentlemen? over your career? Like, what are some of the fond memories you're going to take with you?
For sure, in my minor midget year, when we were in Dallas, we were playing a tournament and the power went out in our hotel after our game. And we just decided to go for a walk. And it was like, I think it was about 5 kilometers to the nearest anything. And it happened to be a mall. So we walked like 5 kilometers down to the mall and back. And we finally got back and the power is still not out. So we were just having a good time in the hotel rooms. We had about, I think it was like 15 guys in one room just hanging out. It was pretty sweet.
How important is it to build that camaraderie with your teammates? I mean, these are your, bonds for life, friends for life. I mean, you're going to share these stories with your kids, generations. How important is that to, maybe people or young players who look at hockey as not just a sport, but more than that, and an important part of people's lives?
I think it's really important to build that bond between everyone on the team. I say, like, if you go into the room and it's like, oh, I don't like you, I don't like you. I like you a little bit, but I don't know, I don't want to talk to you. I think it ruins a lot of things. I think it ruins a lot of the chemistry in the team too. So if you have that bond between everybody, everyone just kind of just clicks in, and it's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Definitely have some chemistry on this team. If I recall my interview with the 3 players previously, I'm going to try and go back in the Wayback Machine. Max Buffon, your defenseman,
Yep.
says he's got the biggest legs on the team. He's able to squat the most. Is that true?
No.
Okay. Set the record straight, please.
No, I don't think Max Buffon's got the biggest legs. I think Matthew Beasley definitely has the biggest legs. Yeah, I haven't seen him skip leg day once this year, so.
No, nobody can skip leg day with the Kings. You cannot.
No.
One day you do not skip.
That is definitely one day you don't skip, especially for Matthew Beasley.
Who has the hardest shot on your team?
Hardest shot on the team. I'm not too sure. It's between Brody McLeod and Max Buffon. If it's a slap shot, it's between those two.
Okay.
Yeah, they got one of the hardest.
They got the goods. Did you split time with your other keeper this year?
Yeah.
So was it mostly 50-50?
It was 50-50 the whole year, yeah.
How do you prepare, Keenan? Because this is important to know. Because goalies have a different, I don't want to call it mentalities, psyche, whatever. You don't talk to goalies. How did you prepare for the games, knowing you were going to be, on the bench, not playing, but still having to be sharp just in case you get the call?
I prepared the same way I did if I was playing, but I made sure that the other goalie in warm-ups got a little bit more shots. I told him, take as many shots as you need. I'm not playing, so you got to get warm before I get warm. Yeah. So I prepared off ice the same way I would if I were to be playing.
Give us a couple of your routines you still follow, or you continue to follow, whether you played or you didn't.
So what I do is we do a team warm up, and I'll always do the team warm up with the team, and then once it's done, I do my own warm up, and I come in late, and then just earbuds are in the whole time, and then the earbuds don't come out until I have to put on my chest protector. That's pretty much the only routine there.
So there's music playing, gets you in the zone.
Yeah.
What type of music are you into?
Rap music. That's the jam. Yeah.
All right. We'll get to that later in our Fast Five segment.
Sweet.
Talk to me a little bit, Keenan, about coming into this year. It's your senior year. You want to continue playing hockey. What type of avenues were you looking to pursue, knowing that this is your final year playing AAA, and where did you want to go play the next year, the following year?
I didn't really have like a set destination. I just knew that I wanted to play hockey after this year, and I would let my play decide that. So, if I could go to the OHL or if I can go to the BCHL or if anywhere, it would just be awesome to me. Like any other place after midget hockey.
Absolutely. So junior hockey is in the books as well, potentially.
Junior hockey's in the books.
You've got you had some great news about a month ago. The NA3 drafted 5th overall to a team called the Mid-Cities Junior Stars. Question for you. You've been to Texas before, but have you been to Euless, Texas?
I have not.
Okay. Do you
I
know where
didn't even know
Euless,
that.
Texas is?
What'd you say?
Do you know where that is in Texas?
I think it's like right outside of Dallas, like pretty close to it. So,
Yep, right outside Dallas, Fort Worth. It's kind of a bigger town, well, not as big as Thunder Bay, but it's got a pretty decent crowd. But like you said, Dallas, Fort Worth is right there. How did you hear the news?
funny story, actually. So, I'm at school and I take a co-op with like a plumbing company. So I like work with them for the last half of the thing, and I'm in the van, and I remember my dad saying to me that, oh yeah, the NA3HL draft is at 2 o'clock our time. So I was like, oh, all right. So I had it in the back of my head, and I look at my phone. It's 2:15. I'm like, oh, geez. And then we're about to go into this lady's house, and I look at my phone, and I was looking at the live stream there, and it said Keenan Marks, 5th overall pick. And I was with one of my buddy's dads. Was one of the guys there, and he goes, "Oh, so what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to Dallas right now? Do I have to drive you to Dallas?" I was like, it was pretty sweet. But yeah, I was super excited once I saw that news.
Absolutely, yeah. So who did you tell first? Did mom or dad know before you, or who did you have to tell first?
Well, I got a call from my mom and my dad a couple minutes after I realized it, but I was in the lady's house, so I couldn't answer any of it till about an hour and a half later. But yeah, it was my mom and dad that I called as soon as I got off work there.
That's very successful and very congratulations on being drafted. That's fantastic. A lot of kids don't get that opportunity to feel that. And it's another opportunity perhaps to go south of the border next year. You never know, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Let's focus a little bit on this upcoming weekend, Keenan, because we can't look too far ahead. We've got matters to tend to. It is the TELUS Cup West Regional action, like we said. Verdun, Manitoba hosting 4 teams, the Kings being one of them, Southwest Cougars the host, the Notre Dame Hounds, and the Winnipeg Wild, who are the winners in the Winnipeg division. Have you done any scouting reports on any of the 3 competition teams?
I have not, but I've been following who's been who's been getting into the West Regionals there. So yeah, the boys are pretty excited to see what we can do down there.
Absolutely. Have you ever been to Verdun? Is this the first time you get to experience the TELUS Cup regional action?
First time. So
very cool.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting.
Right on. What are you looking most forward to playing in this round robin style? Because you've done it in the GTHL as well. And then the top 2 teams will play in the final championship. What are you looking forward to most in the next weekend?
I'm just looking forward to, playing some good hockey, having some good competition. I think it's been, other than the what's it called, against Kenora, it's only been, I only played 1 game since we split between me and the other goalie there. So it's been a while since I played a full round robin with the jam-packed weekend there. So that's what I'm pretty much looking forward to there.
You're not saying there's rust on the skates, are there?
No rust on the skates. I'm eager to get
sure.
back.
Yeah. just want to make sure, Keenan. Is any family going with you, or is it just basically the team, the coaches, and the bus?
Team coaches and the bus are going down Wednesday. I think my dad and a couple of his friends are going to drive down the Thursday there. So they'll be coming.
Cool. So it's a little bit of hometown pride will be showing up as well.
Yeah.
And we want to wish you and the rest of the Kings a successful weekend down in Verdun, and maybe perhaps a better outcome than the GTHL, we hope, correct?
Hopefully.
Okay. That's all the business. Now we get to have some fun. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay, so here's the fast 5 quick questions. You just tell me quickly what kind of answer you got given up to me. You mentioned music is something you go to every single game. Said it was rap. Who's your favorite hip-hop rap artist at the moment?
It's got to be Drake.
Drake. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Drake fan.
Okay, I'm not going to agree or disagree with you. I'll just call him Mr. Degrassi. That's all I'll call him, because that's who he is. Favorite home-cooked meal when you have a night off in Thunder Bay?
When I have a night off, my dad makes a killer stir fry, so I'm going to have to go with that.
Okay. He won't get on the ice with you because that's why he's making stir fry.
Yeah, he's got to be making a stir fry.
favorite, you said you're doing a co-op in plumbing. Is that what you
Yeah.
would like to consider after your hockey career's winding down a little bit?
Yeah. It's really fun what I'm doing there. All the guys are pretty fun to work with. So it's definitely a consideration after the hockey career is done.
Okay. What outside of doing the co-op, what is your favorite class in school right now? Favorite subject?
Favorite class? I'm gonna go with an easy one here and just say phys ed. That's probably my best class, and it's the most fun class that I've taken.
Do you enjoy the fact that you can play? Do you play hockey in phys ed? And how much of it do you play? And would you rather be playing other sports?
I don't think we've played hockey in phys ed yet.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I'm hoping those days come this year that we get to play some hockey. But yeah, it's all the other sports are really fun to play in it. So yeah.
Speaking of other sports, growing up, did you play in any other sports growing up besides hockey?
Yeah, I played lacrosse and hockey. So
Okay. What position in lacrosse? You weren't a goalie in lacrosse, were you?
no, it was just box lacrosse. I don't even think there was positions. It was just
Right
run
on.
around and get off.
Run around, get off. Do you think hockey or lacrosse is more violent?
Gotta be lacrosse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's a valid statement because I'm a goalie. So
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't get to see a lot of the violence that happens in the front 200 feet of you. You just get
Yeah, I don't get to see all like the pushing and shoving in the other end. So I don't know.
How many sticks have you broken in the lacrosse game?
In a lacrosse game, 0.
You haven't snapped anything off somebody's back or shoulder or kneecap or nothing?
No, I haven't broken a stick yet. I'm hoping I don't because I don't want to be going back to my old stick. So
Don't want to go back. Forget being unsportsmanlike. He doesn't want to go back to an old stick, ladies and gentlemen. That's the big goal. Now it's game day. Got a couple hours before game. Are we eating some before game? And if so, what are we having for our pregame meal?
if I'm going to a restaurant before the game, it's got to be chicken parm, with a salad. If I'm at home, and I'm gonna go with like a Caesar salad.
Okay.
Caesar salad with chicken.
So chicken salad. Okay. Who cheers louder, mom or dad?
Definitely my mom because my dad likes to stay quiet and hid into the rinks.
Okay. Last question before I let you go, Keenan.
All right.
If you have the option to play next year and you get to pick a jersey number, will you switch to 29? Yes or no?
No.
You're sticking with 30?
I'm gonna go with 72 if I get the pick. Yeah.
72 and why?
My cousin was number 71. And I was like, that's a pretty sweet number. And I figured I don't like the number 1 as a goalie. So I'll just go one up from that, 72.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay. You passed, Keenan. I'll give you a flying A. You did very well. Anyone would like to say hi to and thank anyone before I let you go this evening on the ice?
No, I'm good.
Not even to thank mom?
Thanks, mom.
Gotta thank mom for all she puts up with. There you go. Okay. A little bit of a push, a little bit of a nudge there, mom and dad. You're welcome. And your sister, thank you for all the shots you took on me in the outdoor rink, right?
Yeah. Thanks for all the shots there.
All right, Keenan, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being on the ice with me tonight.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And there you have it. Keenan Marks, number 30, the goaltender with the Thunder Bay Kings, heading to Virden, Manitoba, the TELUS Cup West Regionals. If you are in the Virden area, go check out some of the great hockey action that will be happening this weekend, April 28th through May. Should be a fantastic weekend, as I mentioned. And as always, great to see them doing what they do, to see hockey continue in actually live action. And it's really great to see that happening. I'd like to thank our sponsors once again, Doak Spoke Fuels, Case Financial Group, Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, and Toby Hockey. Check us out every Tuesdays and Thursdays as we're here on the ice, on ASTV, on all of our different shows and our different wonderful ways you can watch us. We really thank you for doing that because, hey, that's what we do. That's why we want to do it. As for that, well, what can I say? enjoy the wonderful weather out there, everybody. Make sure you keep your sticks on the ice, taking care of your neighbors, bringing more goodness to the greatness here on ASTV. And yes, we'll see you on Tuesdays and Thursdays on 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye-bye for now.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.